Hi, I'm Dr. Joe, and I just finished piecing this Eleanor Burns Quilt in a Day baby quilt, and now I'm going to see if I can't quilt it and put it on this Queen Quilter frame. We do things a little different when we do our quilting, so I'll show you what I do. One of the things that I'm going to show you is that we've done a little unique is I'm experimenting with using the shelf liners for catching my leaders. The idea being that I just put a little painter's tape on that leader, and once it has rolled on top of itself, it really, really grabs. My wrinkles down here. You can see how tightly that holds with just one wrap. So we build our quilts from the bottom up. We're going to put our quilt back on first. And the first thing I'm going to do is find the center of this. Put a little mark on it. I'm going to pin it to my leader here. See if I can't use this clamp here to help me kind of hold it in place. You might have noticed that I also put that clamp a little bit. So we have to think that we're building this quilt from the bottom up. So the back of the quilt is what I'm putting on first, and can't see my mark. I'm going to put a pin in there. I'm severely right-handed, and so I have to do everything with my right hand. My leader is not centered on the frame. I have a center mark in the leader, but I have it off-centered so that I have a nice big gap over here to get to my bobbin case when I want to work on it. And no one says that the leaders have to be centered on the pipes, but maybe the book does, but you don't have to do it the way the book does. When I'm doing the being severely right-handed, I'm going to pin this going right to left. Now you're probably wondering why I'm doing this backwards. I also roll the rails a little differently. I have rolled the rails so they all roll the same direction. And it's not a big deal, but it makes it a little easier if you're doing ruler work. It gives you a little more space for your rulers. Also makes it easy when you're assembling it. Okay, so what I want to do now is and this is how I would do a long quilt as well, but since this is a short one, it would be pretty easy to do it on this on my pin, centering pin. Okay, we're building this top down. So we have take-up rail, back rail. We have a center mark on that. rail again, so put a little tension on that.